Hello, let's do Wordle number 1174 for Thursday, September 5th. And I asked for two starting words related to fiction in some way. And Heather suggested story and vibes. All right, was that 10 unique letters? Yeah, that's 10 unique letters. All right. We just got the I and the E out of that. So it's not an ER word. ED is really rare because most of them were stripped from the answer list. Like there's a lot of ED words, but very few on the answer list. So I'm going to go with probably an EN or EL. Let's look at what EN looks like. Something like given, but we don't have the V. So actually, this start eliminated a lot of options. I'm seeing linen. It repeats the N, but honestly, I think we're not going to be able to get away with 3 unique letters in a lot of cases. So let's try linen. Okay, it wasn't linen. It does end in EN though, so that's good to know. There's not another N and there's no L. So I think we still got some good info from that. Something like ripen, but obviously it can't be. There's no R. Is there another IPEN? Wipen. Huh. What is this word actually? Could it be like, see, we got rid of the L, so it's not lichen. Ooh, I should probably guess lichen, not linen. Oops. I didn't think of it. Is there like an AIEN? I'm not seeing one. How about IDEN? Widen. Okay, I think I found something to guess, so I'm just going to go for it. All right, yeah, I wonder if that was the only option left. It seemed really limited. All right, widen is an interesting word for sure. I feel like this IE is relatively trappy. So if you don't get the key letters like me, it can be tough to think of the right word. But yeah, all greens today. So after yesterday's all yellows, almost all yellows, tons of yellows today, bunch of greens, nice. All right. Well, I think fewer people will have gotten into one today than yesterday. So apparently Stern was a very popular start. It's a good start, getting that STRN and then the E is the common letter. I feel like Stern's a good start. All right, well, let's consult Wordlebot here. So we started with story vibes. And yeah, we just got this IE green. Yeah, so it actually likes linen and lichen equally, and it says you're just going to win after that if you guess them. So I went with linen, and we got the EN there. And the answer is almost certainly widen. Unlikely, but it might be dizen, hizen, mixin, mizzen, and wizen with a Z. Interesting. There were only 4 answers left after story vibes. That's what's powerful about the 10-letter starts, is it just limits things. Lichen, linen, pixel, and widen. I feel like we've had pixel before, but I don't remember. So it's saying you better go for lichen or widen because they get each other. Whereas something like pixel will tell you if it's between lichen, linen, or widen, but it won't tell you between lichen and linen. Same with widen. Widen removes pixel, but it doesn't tell you lichen or linen. So it wants you to go for one of those two. So, I mean, I could look at lichen, but it's going to be the same result here. All right. So, yeah, let's look at cell A start. All right. So what was the answer? Oh my gosh, widen. Okay. My memory. All right. So now it goes for pined, which is interesting. I think because we're in hard mode, it does not want to walk right into the ER trap if it doesn't have to. Pretty bad idea to just guess an ER word in hard mode, unless you're very confident that you've narrowed down the letters a lot. So it's going for pined, knowing that we're not going to get trapped in that ED trap because the answer almost never ends in ED. So it gets you that D kind of for free, and it doesn't walk into the ER trap. So in this case, we do get the D though, and actually we get this, and it's just widen right away. So that's really good. Widen in 3. Very nice. But you can see that, like, if you're trying to play hard mode here, if you're not in hard mode, don't worry about it. You can just do a filler. Just be careful. But if you are in hard mode, like, don't go right for that ER if you can avoid it. Especially if you can instead get more letters that would narrow down that ER situation without walking into ER. So, like, let's say our answer was, and I'll pick a random ER. How about ripen? No, that's not an ER. Rider. Rider is a tough. Let's do an OER word, actually. because there's a whole bunch of those. How about hover? Let's say the answer was hover. So we're going to do pined here, and we'll see how that works for hover. So we get this E, nothing else. And then look, it's still avoiding doing ER. It's doing Moby. And we get that O. And at this point, I think it's forced into an ER word. But at this point, we're down to 9 of them. And we can still win. But you can see it's still very difficult. So I said hover. So it's going to go for rower here. It's basically that V and W in the middle. Really, really common. So it's going to figure out which one it is first. Rower. And I think because it's kind of forced to. There's not much else to do here. And so now we're between cover and hover. We have a 50% chance to get in 5 or 6. Whereas if we had gone with an ER word, even like the best ER word, diver here, now we've got this VER that we're stuck in. And there's cover, fever, hover, mover, never, rover, and we only have 2 letters to work with to narrow it down. So you can see that unless we're really careful about going for one of these OVER words, we have a potential to fail. Look at that. There's just not that many options. And then you're just walking into the trap. You could do cover, and then you could do, mover, and then you could do rover, right? And you just like barely eke out a win in 6, right? And that's and we picked a diver, which was actually one of the better ER words, just according to it. So yeah, be really careful about those ERs. All right, well, let's spin the wheel of themes here and see what tomorrow's theme is going to be. It's going to hypnotize you while we do it. All right, maybe I should add an actual hypnotic swirly in the center. All right, a yoga meditation theme suggested by Jamie Eve. So just leave me a comment with 2 starting words related to yoga or meditation in some way. And of course, if you enjoyed this, why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.